guys, Mega here, and this is kind of be my official kind of first ride on the Alta Redshift SM, alright, supermoto. And yeah, so basically the same thing I did when I bought the Super Cub. We got to go to the AAA down the street, alright, it's not too far, it's like a mile or two. And we're going to go pay for the registration and all that stuff for this, alright. So I haven't taken care of it yet, but it's the Monday after I bought it, so... Okay, so this is my first ride with it, so you guys can witness how it is to ride one of these wonderful electric motorcycle right here, okay? So I turned it on, but the key is right down here, alright? I'm going to switch it on. It's this teeny tiny little key. I kind of don't like it, guys. I wish it was in a more traditional place, okay? Alright, so the vehicle, the bike is on, but it's not like on, alright? We can't twist the throttle and go. Alright, so here's the controls. It's pretty similar to a traditional motorcycle. You've got your left turn signal, right turn signal. Okay, there's an indicator there. There's a horn. Does that work? Yes. There's a high beam and low beam. Let's keep it on high beam. And then there's a mode selector switch here on the left. There's an up and down button, and then the center button. I don't know what the center button does. But the up and down switches between the different ride modes. Right now I'm in 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? And as you can guess, the higher the number, the more power you have, all right? So we're going to start off in 1, all right? I believe it or not, the first time I rode this, it was in 4, and I was like, holy crap, this thing is a freaking rocket, okay? Okay, there's a kill switch here, all right? That's not on, and this is armed, okay? So now it's armed, and then you just press the, I think you have to have the, I'm not sure if this has a kickstand switch, I'm not sure, but press it. That blows green like that. That means the bike is live, all right? And then I could twist the throttle, and we're off we go. Okay, and you guys can get a good feel for how it sounds and how it rides. All right, I'm gonna close my garage. There we go. All right, so we're gonna take we'll take a spin around the block, and then we'll take it down the street in the back there a little bit faster, and then we'll go to the DMV or the AAA. All right. So one thing you might notice, one thing I'm going to tell you is I can almost flat foot it. Yeah, with my boots on, I can flat foot this thing. All right, so we're in mode 1. I think the mirrors look fine. Let's go for a ride. All right, it's pretty bright right now, but it's not. It's a little cloudy. We're doing 25 miles an hour. You can see on the speedometer. There's not a whole lot of regen in mode 1. All right, it's pretty tame in mode 1. All right, it's kind of like a Sauron, yeah. Alright, that was full twist right there, guys. Not very impressive power. Alright, we pretty easily got up to 30 miles an hour though. Okay. But you can see that's the full twist power right there. Alright, I'm having to use the front brakes to slow down. It slows down pretty good. I've got a little bit of a brake dive there. This bike has very good brakes, guys. Very good. So here's me standing up on it. Pretty comfortable. I have to hunch over a little bit, but other than that, it seems okay. I'm thinking of maybe raising the handlebars a little bit with a riser. I'm not sure. I do have some risers, so I'll try it out. Okay. Very easy to ride, man. You just basically twist and go, all right? We're going to go around this corner here. I just got insurance for this the other day. Okay, I just checked the tire pressure on this before we left. Alright, so that's mode 1. Let's go kick it up to mode 2. Alright, we're in mode 2 now. It's not as intimidating as it is riding it off-road, for sure, versus the MX. I can immediately feel we got a little more regen. You want to be very careful. You want to be very careful with the brakes on this, man, especially when you're cornering. All right, just very light brake inputs. All right, here's the rear brake. Rear brake is actually very touchy. I've ridden the off-road model. All right, let's just go around in mode 2 one more time. Yeah, it's definitely got a lot more pep in mode 2. Let me see if I can get a full twist here. Okay, that was a full twist right there, okay guys? And then we got up to 40 miles an hour. Woohoo! We've got about 95% charge also. Okay, the brakes do not increase the regen. I think the regen is fixed, all right? But obviously, the higher the RPM, the more regen you're gonna have, okay? Holy moly, man! The tire, I can be assured that these tires are nice and sticky. They're Pirelli Diablo Rossos. They're, you know, sport bike tires. Okay, now we're gonna go kick it up to mode 3. All right, and then maybe we'll do mode 4 when we get out of the neighborhood. Okay, this is mode 3. Full twist right there. All right. Brake, 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 brake. Turn. It's got definitely more kick to it, that's for sure. Okay, more regen too. So it seems like the higher mode you go, the higher regen and the more power. All right, if you when you're slowing down, when you're slowing down, when you're going faster, you gotta slow down faster too. All right, that makes sense, right? Okay, let's see if we can do a no foot stop. Yes, we can. Off we go. All right, here we go. Now we're heading to the AAA. Okay, you can get a good feel for how it sounds. It's a little noisier than, say, like a zero bike. A zero bike virtually makes no noise. It just kind of whirs along, all right? It sounds kind of like a Suron, all right? I would say it's a little noisier than a Suron with the belt, and it's probably with a Suron with a chain. It's probably very, very similar to the noise of a Suron with a chain primary drive, okay? It's kind of hard to ride this thing slow. I'm already going 30 miles an hour. All right, let's do mode 4. All right, this is the overclock mode. All right, the most regen, I can feel it. It's slowing me down a whole lot. All right, I've got my foot down right now. We're waiting for traffic to pass. All right, and off we go. Woo! All right. Yeah, it's not like super duper fast, guys. It's not super duper scary fast, all right, but it gets up and goes, all right? I'm probably used to the Suron, you know, on the Suron, it's such a light bike that when you go, you know, you're feeling it, all right? But this bike, it's got a lot more mass to it, man. This bike is rated to be 283 pounds, all right? That's what that says in the spec sheet, all right? That's a pretty heavy bike, all right? Pretty heavy for a dirt bike, but it's not a dirt bike, it's a supermoto. And remember, this doesn't have any kind of traction control or ABS, I think, so... So it's like it's a raw kind of racing bike, all right? This is basically a supermoto bike that you could ride on the street, okay, guys? I think that's what Alta was going for. This is like, this bike was designed, all right, let's see, let's slingshot it, all right? Okay, this is, let's slow down to like 25 miles an hour, and I'm gonna get on it. Oh, up! Woo! 60 miles an hour, just like that. I had to kind of brace myself there for a second. I was like, whoa! All right. I had to lean forward to make sure the bike didn't come up. All right, I can tell you now the seat not super comfortable, but I think if you sit farther back in the seat, it's flatter. It's a motocross. It's kind of like a motocross seat. It's really narrow, so you can flick the bike left and right. All right, we're gonna go right here. No downshifting. Just turn the bike and then you twist the throttle. Oh, yeah. Yeah, boy. All right, we're going to cancel the turn signals, and off we go. All right, we're doing about 45 miles an hour here. The good thing about this bike over the Light B is I can ride it on the street, okay? I can't ride the Light B on the street. I have to stay in the bike lane, man. And that's where you get all the flat tires. So hopefully we won't be getting any flat tires on this guy. Holy moly, man, it goes. Once you get on the throttle, it's fast, all right? That's the mode 4, all right? Let's see how good the braking is. We're probably going to have to brake here at the light. All right, I'm going to let off right now. Pretty good regen. My hand's not on the throttle, and literally it's coming to a stop. Yeah, pretty good. Oh, I don't think we can split lanes here, but you know what? I can go to the right here. All right, from the light, Hades Vega's gonna. Oh, okay. Hades Vega's gonna roll onto the throttle. All right, I'm not gonna freaking whack it open. All right, because I'll probably wind up on my ass. Like so, like I said, I haven't ridden this bike all that much, so I don't really know, all the power and everything. But I get a good taste for it back there. All right. But yeah, we'll make sure I sit in the front of the bike so the front doesn't come up. All right, this is mode 4, guys. We've got about 90 something percent. Why is it glowing green? I think it means we're in the fast mode. Okay, so we're gonna go up to like 45 miles an hour, guys, and then I'm gonna let off. All right, here goes. I'm gonna kind of get my weight over the front, and off we go. Whoa, 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 whoa! Oh, front came up! Holy shit, we hit 70 miles an hour right there. Oh, okay. Man, I did get it to full throttle. The front came up like twice, I think. Holy shit. This thing is pretty fast, man. Holy moly. I don't know how accurate the speedometer is. We'll go hook up a GPS to it and we'll test it later, all right? See how that thing is. Haha, I bet you I impressed that Camaro. Alright, we're doing about 45 miles an hour. It's kind of hard to keep the bike slow. It's super bike fast, guys. So that's that kind of feeling you get with a super bike. You just touch the throttle a little bit and it goes, alright? It looks like we just chomped through about like 10% of the battery doing that, man. Alright, here, I'm gonna go whack it open real quick, alright? Here we go. Jesus, fast, man. Holy moly. Dare I say it's about as fast as an Energica. It feels about as fast as an Energica. Okay, I'm going to lower the power down. Okay, we're going to do like mode 2. How about that? See if we can split some lanes here. It's kind of a big bike. It's kind of hard to split. I mean, it's narrow. It's narrow. The handlebars are wide, dude. Oh. There we go, I got it. Alright, don't wind up on your ass. We're in mode 2 now, alright guys? So there you go. You got a taste of what mode 4 looks like. It's fast, alright? It doesn't sound fast, but I tell you this, it feels like it's fast, and the speedometer moves really, really fast, guys. So, yeah. It goes. Alright, at that stoplight, when I was trying to get on the throttle, the front was starting to come up. I was like, whoa, 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 don't get on it too much yet. So, the deadband, alright, throttle deadband, I'm going to twist it a little bit. It's got about 3 or 4 millimeters of deadband. So, you twist the throttle a little bit, and then it starts moving, alright? So, it's not quite a hair trigger type thing. I mean, that's a good thing for safety, you know. Alright, here goes. Oh, wide open! Man, it's fast, dude! Holy moly! It gets up there fast, man. Holy crap. It's got so much torque, man. Alright, so this is a mode 2. I'm going to whack it open, alright? Here we go. It's a lot tamer. It's a lot tamer than thing. It's a lot tamer than mode 4. All right. You can get it wide open, and you know it's not gonna get away from you. Regen is not very strong in 2. Yeah, regen's not very strong in 2. I'm gonna have to use the brakes to slow down. Alright, and that's pretty much the end of our ride, guys. So pretty much after this stoplight, we'll be there. Okay? I'm going to let my foot dangle when we take off from the light, alright? But this bike is pretty impressive. The power, man. The power, the braking, everything. I cannot wait to take this thing into the mountains and rip on it, man. Okay, we will go do that eventually, all right? But we're just taking a little ride and we're testing it out. This is literally my first time riding the supermoto, okay? I've ridden the MX a handful of times, but yeah, I've never ridden the supermoto. The most I've done is ridden it up the block and back, okay? I didn't want to ride it until, one, until I had all my safety gear on, and two, we had like the proper insurance and all that stuff. And now we're going to get the rest of the paperwork squared away when we go to AAA, okay? All right, here we go. I'm going to put my weight on the front. And go. Oh, shit. Woo! Man, 50 miles an hour right there, man. All right, let's just slow it down. So you got to be really careful with the rear brake on this. The rear brake is very sensitive on this bike. I've ridden thing before. All right, hey, you know what? We'll just park it right here. This is where I normally park it. We can ride off right there. Oh, I tried to put it in neutral. There's no shifter on this. Okay. Woo! Holy moly, it's fast, dude. Crikeys. All right. Here we are at AAA. We're gonna go take care of some business. This thing will be officially mine now. All right. Cool. I hope you guys enjoyed that ride. I'll get the ride going back too, and then that'll be it. All right. But man, what a beautiful bike and for a beautiful ride, man. Holy moly, it freaking goes, dude. All right, here's me go. All right, here's me here, and here we are. I just finished the registration half an hour later. All right. It is a little bit more difficult if you have a loan. All right, I had to take a loan out to buy this thing. All right, vehicle's armed. Notice it makes a kind of a horrible noise when you back it up, all right? That's because this has a gearbox. Let's see if we can get out of here without dropping the bike. Oh, okay, nice. A little harder than the Sauron because it's so big, but this thing will just roll over stuff, man. It's big, man. Like, it doesn't like to get air as much as the Light Bee because it's much bigger, you know. It's got a lot of power though. Okay, here we are, just riding around the back part of AAA. I'm gonna go get a Boba drink, and then I'm gonna go head on home. All right, so just come along for the ride, guys. Wow! All right, slow down, slow down. This rear brake is kind of high, is what I want to say. I kind of want to lower it a little bit. I feel like we get on it too hard, man. But maybe that's what they want you to do, back it in, right? So this does have a foot brake. It's not like the Sauron. All right, on the left of the handlebar, there is nothing, guys. There is no clutch lever. There is no brake lever. However, there is a kit you can get that's Alta made where you can convert this to, oh shit. All right, I guess we get to test the brakes out. Oh man, is this brake good. Whoo! Bites really good. All right, we're kind of stuck here at the light now. I didn't quite make it, but yeah. So they do sell a left-hand rear brake for this, like the Sauron, all right? Like how the Sauron has a brake lever on the left for the rear. They do have a kit for that, all right? Why is this thing pulsing green like that? Does it normally do that? I guess so. When it's on, it just kind of pulsates green like that. Yeah, let's just keep it on mode 2, all right? But I'm pretty impressed with it so far. The seat, not very comfortable, guys. If you got to sit on the front of the bike, it's not comfortable. I feel like it's just gonna smash in my nads, man. Now, if you back up a little bit on the seat, it gets a little wider and it gets a little more comfy. So if you're just kind of cruising around, sit on the back of the seat. You'll have a little more support for your tuchus, man. All right. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. All right. So this is a bike I got in Santa Cruz. The previous owner lived in Santa Cruz, and it's got a little bit of rust on it. All right, places you wouldn't see a rust. Stuff you would think, a bike that's like 10 years old, would have rust, but this is actually not that old a bike. However, the plastics are beautiful. I think the previous owner took really good care of the plastics. All right, I think he used some kind of bike wash stuff on it. That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah. So now we have 3,113 miles on it. I think it had 3,107, so I've ridden it 7 miles so far, right? Cool. and I enjoyed every little bit of that 7 miles. That's what I say. All right, so we're gonna go grab some Boba drink right now, and then I'm gonna go head on home, and that's gonna be the end of the video. It's not the most comfortable bike to ride, I'll tell you that. It's basically a race bike that you would ride on the street. All right, it's a dirt bike that you can ride on the street. A street legal dirt bike is what I would call it. All right, it's definitely not made for long distance excursions. Woo! Man, it feels great, dude. It's so quiet, it's so smooth. I like it, man. And let the regen slow me down. I keep on wanting to downshift. There's no downshifting on this bike. Also, my knees are bent quite a bit on this bike, so the foot pegs are kind of high on it. So it kind of feels, it's a little bit sport bikey-er, I just want to say. Maybe for like really tall riders, if you're like past like 6 feet, your knees might hurt on this bike, man. And I don't know how to really fix that. What you could do is probably get a taller seat, is what I'm thinking. All right, here we go. Man, the cars are way back there, guys. This thing is fast, man. It doesn't feel all that fast. Maybe Hayes Vegas' perception of speed is kind of messed up, man, because I race motorcycles, but yeah. All right, we're already almost got 75%. We will go do some range testing on this, but not today, all right? We'll go out with the GPS and see what we get. We'll take it out in the mountains. I think the Boba drink place, yeah, we can go this way. That's cool. This guy is going so slow. Come on, like get the let out, man. It's a little bit noisy, is what I'm gonna say, because of the gearbox. But it's nice. I actually like it that it makes noise. All right. You know what other bike that I've ridden that has a gearbox? Energica. All right. And actually, this actually a little bit quieter than an Energica, is what I'm gonna say. Can we make it? Yeah, we make it. Woo! Man, the suspension is pretty stiff on this thing, man. That's what I'm gonna say. Oh yeah, Boba drink is this way. Oh man, that was weird. The bike kind of like it wanted to go to the right when it hit that bump. The suspension is really stiff on this bike, I'm gonna say. I don't know what the settings are on the dampening, but I damn near, like, the bike wanted to, the front handlebar wanted to twist to the left right there, man. Whoa. Then you can see people don't hear you because you're riding an electric bike, man. Super quiet. All you hear is just a kind of little whir. Park right here since nobody's sitting here. Alright. Alright, we made it to the Boba drink station. I'll go get a drink and then head on home. Alright, Boba drinks acquired. Oh my god, these just teeny tiny little key is so hard to find, man. One of the things I don't like about this bike is the key is super teeny tiny, guys. Alright. It doesn't need to be that way, man. Can I start it with the kickstand down? Oh no, we can't. Okay, there's a kickstand sensor. Okay, there we go. I wonder if it has a tilt sensor too, like if you drop the bike, does it kill it? That's a good question. Alright, a little bit of air there. It's kind of hard to get the front up on this bike. It's kind of heavy. Just gotta get on the throttle more, Merlin. Alright, we're gonna go ride the freeway back for just a little bit, man. Maybe like a quarter mile. Alright, and there's probably a lot of traffic right now, so we're probably not gonna get it to go too fast. Alright, we're just going for a ride. Let's go. It's getting kind of warm, so they've changed it. There's a whole bunch of rocks around there now. I guess probably because they don't want to have to water that stuff, man. Trying to save water. Okay, we're just cruising at 43 miles an hour. So one thing about this bike, it doesn't have a trip meter. That's what I don't like. It'd be nice to know how far you're going. The only way we can do that is by if I record the miles before we take off, you know. That or I ride with the GPS. So Hadesmeg is planning to put a RAM ball mount on this thing, so it so I can put a GPS or a phone mount on it. Okay, we're in mode 2. We're gonna go hop on the freeway right quick. We're doing about 50 miles an hour right here. Okay, I'm gonna go signal right here. I'm gonna let off and then just slow down before we get into the corner, because I'm pretty sure we're gonna catch up to these guys. Yeah, this bike is super stiff, man. Holy moly. I can feel like everything on it. I think, so one thing I haven't done is set up the suspension on this bike. The suspension is set up to however, you know, the previous rider is. To tell you the truth, I've never even met the oh man, we're not even going that fast. Woo! Alright. Stay on the right here. Alright, yeah, there's too much traffic, guys. We're not going to be able to go that fast, unfortunately. Let's just stay here, man. Just chill, dude. It is pretty comfortable just riding around. The seat is actually kind of soft. Maybe a little too soft. So yeah, one thing I haven't done is set up the suspension on this bike. I was looking at it, and there's like a base suspension setup that I don't really know what the suspension is set up right now, but it's really stiff, man. Like too stiff. Woo! Crikeys. It's so comfortable to ride, though. I'll tell you that, man. It feels good. It feels good and definitely has passing power. That's for sure, man. Will we be able to split lanes here? I don't know, man. Whoa, what is that guy doing? Why did he swerve like that? Oh, let's see. Oh yeah, I don't have to downshift. I don't know if we can thing here, man. Yeah, let's just stay right here, man. I don't feel confident lane splitting this thing. One, it's really tall, and two, it's like the handlebars are really wide. So that's as far as I felt comfortable lane splitting it. Alright, so I'm pretty much home, and that is pretty much my first official ride on this bike, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I think I need to set the suspension up. Dude, it's super stiff, man. It's way too stiff. The bike gets like kind of unsettled when it hits a bump or something. It feels similar, I have to say it, it feels similar to the Energica I rode, man. The Energica felt the same way. The suspension was kind of stiff and clunkety. I didn't like it, you know. Gotta be very careful with the brakes on this thing too. The brakes are really strong. If you're turning, if you're like in a turn and you get on the brakes really hard, it may lock up the brakes, or you might high side or something crazy, right? So, oh my god. Yeah, it's pretty stiff, man. I'm getting. Now, you probably want it to be pretty stiff on a racetrack, alright? But if there's any kind of cracks or anything, or bumps, it's going to upset the balance of the bike. So, you definitely want to have the bike set up for your person, alright? So, one thing we have to do is set the sag. We got to set the sag of the rear shock, and we'll check the ones on the fork. We might be able to do something about the fork. And then we need to set the dampening, alright? That's the one thing that we can adjust to make the bike softer as a dampening. I don't know I didn't check what the dampening settings are. So they were whatever the previous owner had on the bike, alright? So we're gonna have to get the suspension tuned. It's way too stiff. Way too stiff for the street anyways. Alright, I want it to be a little more plusher than that. Alright, well, anyway, here we are. Let's go up the curb. We don't have to go up the curb, is what I'm gonna say, but we'll do it. It just rolls up it, man. It doesn't do a wheelie up it like the Light V does, man. Yeah. The mode, I'm in mode 2 right now. The throttle is kind of tame in mode 2, guys. So I have to say, when I rode the MX off road, dude, it was impressive, man. It just blew my mind how freaking powerful it was. Maybe the supermoto doesn't feel that way, but it might be because the sprocket is probably a lot smaller on this. This thing is made for more speed than it is for torque. Okay, so if we do want it to go faster, if we want a higher top speed, we probably got a smaller sprocket. If you want a more torque, more acceleration, put a smaller sprocket, all right? I didn't get a chance to test the top speed out. We'll probably do that when we go to the drag strip. Hades Mega is planning to take this to the drag strip. I'm kind of terrified to do that, though. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I'm gonna wind up on my ass on this thing, all right? But I got a kind of good feel for the power, man. The modes are nice, man. The different modes, you can have it really mellow, or you can have it like freaking like aggressive, man. It gets on it really hard, like the mode 4. The mode 4, legit, it feels super bike power, all right? It, like, you just give it a little twist and it goes. It's hard to keep it, it's hard to ride it slow in mode 4, all right? So if you're just cruising around town, don't use mode 4, all right, guys? But if you want to rip it, put it in mode 4, guys. It rips, dude. Alright, it's pretty easy for me to back it up, actually. It's not actually that tall a bike for me, but it feels tall. But I can get my feet on the ground and I can push it around pretty nicely. Alright, now I gotta do some work on my light beast, so that's my other electric bike. Alright, we're gonna have a race on that one this weekend. Hades Mega is trying to get this set up so we can do some racing on it, but not right now, alright? That will be the Alta Redshift project, alright, to get this thing prepped for the track, alright, and get it running tip-top condition. All right, and it feel like it's pretty tip-top condition already. All right, we just gotta get rid of some of the rust. We'll probably bleed the brakes, and we'll have to set up the suspension. The suspension feels like it's way too stiff, man. For maybe a racetrack that's smooth is okay, but for supermoto, we're gonna be doing jumps and stuff. It's too stiff. I think. I think we need to soften it up a little bit, man. It's kind of unforgiving, is what I'm gonna feel. It feels like it's just pounding your booty. And like any kind of bump or something, the bike, you know, it gets bent out of shape. Like when I went up that little ramp thing, I felt the handlebar twist to the left a little bit. I was like, whoa, that's not. Let's hold the brake front down, and then we'll. Yeah, it's pretty stiff. It feels so clunky with this gearbox. Hear that? When I rock the bike forward and back, that's the gearbox, guys. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed my first ride on the Alta Redshift. I cannot wait to ride it some more. Alright, thanks for coming along. Here's my out. Here, you guys can take a look at it as I get off of it. Alright, I'll just turn the key off, and there she is, man. Oh, alright, right next to my other electric bike, so we're on Light B. Alright. They're two completely different animals, I'll tell you that now, man. This one is a lot of torque, a lot of power, very, you know, the high-end suspension components, high-end components, period, all right? Where the Light B is just kind of more, it's more like an economy bike, but it's very lightweight, all right? And, you know, it's like not as much power. I think this one is, my Light B is probably, I can tune it for around 15 kilowatts. That's about 15 horsepower-ish. All right, this thing's got like 40 horsepower, guys. This thing will blow the wheels off of a Light B. Okay, could it probably keep up on the takeoff? Maybe a little bit, but man, it is pretty fast, man. All right, thanks for coming along. Here's me out. Okay, by the way, if you guys are wondering, for that ride, I think we had 307. I think we rode it 10 miles, all right? And we had like 95% charge. And it now looks like we're somewhere around like 75%, all right? So we went from 95% to 75%. We had about 20% riding that 10 miles. So if you were to say 20% is 10 miles, you could probably go 50 miles on a charge, all right? Maybe, all right? Remember, when you get really low on the charge thing, all right? Also remember, this thing has a 350 volt battery, guys. It's freaking enormous battery compared to the one that's on the Light Bee. All right, this literally holds 3 times the power that the Light Bee does, and it also chomps at it much faster, dude. All right,